Hello my friends, I'm Brett Larkin, and this is yoga stretches for when you're feeling lazy. So this is short, easy. You're gonna always feel better after you do some light stretching, so even if your energy is low, this class is gonna be perfect for you. To do the first stretch we're gonna do, I want you to come onto all fours facing me. So come onto all fours facing me, and then take your left shin, as I kick what's behind me, your left shin behind your right shin, and you're gonna lean back. So we're aiming to stack the knees, one on top of the other. Okay, beginners, don't freak out. If you cannot be in this position, I have alternatives for you. One is to grab couch cushions or pillows from your bed off your bed and sit on those pillows. So you're on a higher elevation. It's gonna make it easier to be here. If that's still not working and this is hurting your knees, what you do is you just roll onto your back. And you can do the same stretch with us, holding your ankles, and of course let your head relax. So if you're doing this on your back, it's left knee underneath your right is the way we're starting. But if you can do it seated, and you can again come into it from this all fours position, just cross left knee behind right knee and sit back, that's where you're gonna be. So you're either on your back or you're here with me seated. All right, let's flex the feet best we can, so they don't need to be actively flexed, but have a little bit of engagement through the legs. Look that your ankles are equidistant from the seat on both sides of the body, so do the best you can. I like to look, it's like a little protractor or compass here at these two angles. And then press your hands down into the feet and inhale. Get tall. As you breathe out, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Good, breathe in, get tall. Exhale, glide the shoulder blades down the back. Just close your eyes. And so for many of us, this is a very deep stretch already. You're probably feeling it in your left hip, maybe your right hip as well. For me, there's something very peaceful about having my hands on the soles of my feet. And I invite you, if you want, to kind of press your fingers into the arch of your foot. Give yourself a little bit of a foot massage. So option one is to be here. Option two is you can inhale, float the arms up with me. Good, and then bend the left elbow and hold it with the right hand. And then press the head into the left bicep. Now, the minute you do this, you're gonna feel your ribs pop open, like my low back just arched and it exploded forward. So see what you can do to close your front ribs. So knit your front ribs together and press your head into the bicep and then lengthen the left elbow up. And we're here for 3 breaths. Bicep long, head presses back into the left bicep. And relax the shoulders, notice if they're tensing up by your ears. Good, final breath. Nice, if you're doing the arm variation, you're gonna press the right hand into the ground now and reach the left arm up and over. So you'll be doing maybe the opposite of me. And if you're on your back, I just want you to keep your feet flexed, pulling the ankles towards the body for a nice stretch. And I'm kind of playing with the positioning of this right hand, taking it a little farther out, seeing what that feels like, maybe bringing the elbow all the way down to the floor, if that feels good, as long as you can keep the sitting bones rooted on the mat, wherever you want to be. Two more breaths. And then dip the left shoulder down to meet the right shoulder. And you can either just walk yourself back up to center, or you can walk yourself kind of down and forward so that now you're leaning forward and pressing your hands into the floor. Super deep stretch for the hips. Send your breath in. I think of like to sending my breath back down into the hips. So I think of my hips like little saucers behind me expanding, getting bigger behind me as I inflate them with more breath. And if you're on your back, I invite you to add a rocking motion So if you're doing this on your back, and if you're seated, just stay in the forward fold. My friends on your back, you can add a little bit of rocking here, just rocking to the left and to the right, keeping the feet flexed. Think of sending your knees away from you and pulling your ankles towards your body. Good. And wherever you are, slowly press yourself up. And now we're going to extend the legs long. So if you were seated, come on up, or if you're on your back, come on up. We're all seated. And we're going to take Upavishta Konasana, wide-legged straddle. Now, again, beginners level 1, too much. Just have soles of the feet together. And this is a great first place to work, to begin to open the groin and get the flexibility you're going to need to come into the full-legged version either. So you're either with soles of the feet touching, inhale, get long, and exhale, fold. Or you're with me with the legs extended, and we'll fold forward from here. So it's funny, but a lot of the times when I feel lazy, this stretch is pretty easy. It's a big stretch for most of us, myself included, but it's pretty easy to sit here and be here. So it's why I like to do it when I have low energy. Press your hands into the floor. Good. And I like really having contact with the floor, my palms pressing into the floor when I'm in this position, and then flex your toes up towards the ceiling. Feel your heels gently leave the ground. So notice how when you really engage your legs, press your thigh bones down, the heels almost gently leave the earth. So the heels don't need to be leaving the earth, but you want that engagement down with your thigh bones. And then you can just stay here. Notice if you feel like you're a failure if you don't walk forward or walk the hands forward or get your chest flat to the floor. That's not the point. We're just doing some lazy, easy stretches together. So even just being in this position is so good for you, even if you don't go anywhere from here. You have a nice tall spine, you're stretching the groin, the hips. You're improving your balance by having all the muscles in your erector spinae, little muscles working to hold you upright. So just let go of beating yourself up if you feel like you should be folding forward. Close the eyes, and with your hands really firmly pressed into the floor or mat, just breathe here. Relax your shoulders, let them melt down the back. And just play this game of keeping the legs really engaged and the feet flexed so you feel the stretch, but the upper body really soft. I'm even going to move my shoulders a little bit side to side to just make sure there's no tension in my upper body. Relax the jaw, tongue, space between your eyebrows. 4 more deep breaths here. And beginners in level 1, if you're in the version of this where the soles of the feet are touching, you can just stay upright there, or you can fold forward. So there's lots of options. Just try to cultivate an attitude of non-judgment for wherever you are. Know that your practice is cumulative, so every little stretch you do, even if it's a mild stretch, is moving you forward. And of course, my friends who have the flexibility and like to fold forward, feel free to begin making that journey, maybe bringing the elbows down and maybe bringing the whole upper body down, or working with blocks under the head here. You can also just grab couch cushions as like teddy bear friends and hug them here if you're lazy. It can help you hang out here more, just rest a cheek on a bolster or some pillows. We're going to stay here another 8 breaths, so wherever you are, just work with your breathing. Keep the sitting bones grounded down. Move the jaw from side to side. No tension. The last 4 breaths. Final breath. Slowly press yourself up if you folded forward. And wherever you are, just shake out the legs. So extend the legs, just shake them out. And we're going to end doing the same stretch we started with on the other side. So come to all fours. And this time you'll take the right knee behind the left knee and sit back. So come down onto your back if you're doing the version of this stretch where you're on your back. And then if you're seated, making sure that the feet on each side are equidistant from the hips. So this is just going to kind of help you center yourself. So take a moment to find the right alignment. Make sure you can see the same color of mat, the amount of color on each side. So I've got about 2 inches on each side here, okay? And then press your hands into the floor on either side of your body. Inhale. Exhale, glide the shoulders down and back. Good. Take the hands to the soles of the feet. And just maybe rub the feet. Or just have the hands press into the soles of the feet. Stillness, or maybe giving yourself a little massage, whatever is feeling right to you. Feel the sitting bones press down and the crown of your head rise up away from the space between the two sits bones. When I think of lazy stretches, like the name of this video, think of the stretch as something that you are choosing to experience. So that means you're not pushing. You're not pushing to feel a stretch. You're coming into a place where you feel a sensation and just letting that sensation happen to you over the period of 8 breaths or 10 breaths or a couple minutes that we're here. So we're not chasing a stretch. You're just letting the intensity sink in and perhaps get less intense over time through the use of your breathing. You can stay here, of course, or if you did the bicep stretch on the other side, inhale your palms up. Drop the right elbow this time, hold with the left hand, and just press the head into the bicep. Notice if that really arches your low back, so now you're sticking your chest way out. Pull your front ribs in, and then from there, re-lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling and press the head into the bicep. Three breaths. Last breath. Let the left arm drift down towards the ground, and you're all set up to take the right arm up and over. You did it on the other side. Experiment with where you want this left hand. Do you want a little forward? Do you want a little back? Do you want it closer to the body so you can be more upright? Do you want it really far away from the body and to come down onto the elbow? These are things that I can't tell you. You just have to play and explore and find what feels good in your body. It's the joy of this practice. Breathe deeply. We will round in a couple minutes, but for now, see if you can kind of spiral your chest towards the ceiling so the right shoulder is really stacked over the left. Three more breaths. Last breath. Now round the right shoulder towards the floor and walk your hands forward. You can walk yourself back up to upright, or you can use this as your opportunity to fold forward. Final stretch for this video. Press your palms into the floor. And if you're just seated upright, again, don't feel like you need to be folding forward with me. Send your breath into your hips. So again, I imagine my hips like little saucers. So maybe they're the size of quarters right now. And then I think of sending my breath back into the hips so they swirl open and they're the size of a tea plate or a small plate. So just send your breath into the hips. Really thinking of them expanding on your exhale. Make sure your shoulders haven't crept up by your ears. Glide them down and back. You're soft in the face, soft in the body. Last 3 breaths. If you're doing this with us on your back, maybe rock from side to side. Pull the ankles closer into the body and send the knees away from you. Okay. Slowly press yourself up. Come to just a comfortable cross-legged seat. And just notice how the body feels different, if at all, than before this video. Hopefully this proves to you that you can be lazy and still stretch and maybe really feel different after your practice as well. Let me know how this went for you. I would love, love, love to hear from you in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can get my free Yoga for Abs class and tons of really amazing bonus content over at my website, brettlarkin.com, and get classes even when you don't have Wi-Fi if you download my mobile app on the iTunes and Google Play Store. Thank you so much for hanging out and stretching with me. So much love from my heart to yours. Namaste.